What's up guys, my name's Captain Dave and welcome back to the Captain's Quarters, the video in which I go through and answer all of your questions and comments from last time's video. And where to start off this video with? Well, let's start this one off with none other than Wade Wilson himself, who asked, did you like my game? Well Wade, I quite did like the Deadpool game. I found it quite fun indeed. Although of course, my fun was kind of hindered when I tried to make the walkthrough and my Xbox kept breaking. I mean, that was very bad timing, but the game itself I quite enjoyed. The game itself was very fun indeed. Wade Wilson also asks, and how do you think my future movie will turn out? Well, hopefully good. I mean, I heard a story a while ago that they had actually found a director and come up with a very good script, but some douche nozzle decided to release the script online, and as a result they scrapped the entire movie because obviously it was completely ruined, so it kind of makes sense. But so that one douchebag, it kind of ruined it for us all. But I have high hopes for the Deadpool movie. If a director finally does decide to take it on, and despite what everyone says about X-Men Origins Wolverine, I do think Ryan Reynolds would be the perfect Deadpool. I think he fits the sort of childlike sense of humour. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like the fact that Wade Wilson has quite a silly sense of humour. It's like the way he does stuff, it's sadistic, but it's almost childish at the same time. And I think Ryan Reynolds delivered that when he was doing the Wade Wilson part of X-Men Origins. I think he delivered it perfectly. And if they actually got a director and a decent script for a Deadpool movie, I think Ryan Reynolds would be perfect for that. But hey ho, hey ho. Next question is from Vladax94, said, hello Dave, welcome back. So, E3 2014. Yeah, shows how long I leave these things, doesn't it? E3 2014. Did any of the games that were shown had an interest you, and will you ever do a countdown on video game related stuff, like top 10 favourite bosses? To be honest, I didn't watch E3. I never watch. It's not that I don't like them, I actually would very much enjoy it. It's just that I just don't follow stuff like that. I honestly don't, unless it's something that I'm doing. It sounds really egotistical and really narcissistic, but unless it's something I'm doing, or that I'm doing myself, I don't really follow stuff like that. I know everyone, and to be honest, if anything is really impressive, stands out, I'm sure I'm going to find out elsewhere, like I did about Mass Effect being shown. I mean, that straight away, a bunch of people told me all about that, so. But yeah, I guess there you go. That was one thing that interested me, was the sort of, I guess you can call it a trailer. It's more like a promo, really, for the new Mass Effect game that will be coming out in a few years. So that was something that definitely did interested me quite a lot. And regards to countdown to video game related stuff, I don't know, probably not. Stuff like that I always think about doing, but I down to pure laziness, I just never really can be bothered to sit down and gather all the footage to put in the background of the video and stuff like that. So probably case in point by the Captain's Quarters. I mean, actually, I'd like to put gameplay in the back of the Captain's Quarters, but for a 20-minute video, normally takes 6, 7, 8 hours to upload, depending on the file size, because my internet's that bad. Imagine how long an hour or an hour and a half long video would take to upload. I'm not sure if YouTube would allow me to upload a video with that larger file size. So, but anyway, I'm getting off track a little bit. Vladax94 also said, hand, by the way. Which YouTube channels am I subscribed to? Also, does these names give you any tip? Andre the Black Nerd, Alpha Omega Sin, Josh Scorcher, Four Fools Minion. No, I'm not subscribed to any of them. I've heard of Andre the Black Nerd before, but I'm not subscribed to any of them, to be honest with you. I don't know, I'm not really subscribed to that many channels. Well, no, actually, no, that's a lie. I'm subscribed to a few channels, but a lot of them are channels that don't post many videos. They might post one video like every 5 months or something. All the people I used to regularly watch, I've unsubscribed to, not necessarily because I dislike them, it's just because I don't have time to watch YouTube. A couple of years ago, and especially when I first started my channel, I'd sit for hours watching YouTube videos. If I had a day off, I'd spend the whole day watching like a walkthrough or something like that, but I honestly just find I don't have time. There's a few people I stay subscribed to, just because I one day want to get round to watching their stuff, but the majority of people I'm subscribed to are the ones who post like just the odd video every now and then. Like there's a guy called Micro Bitty, and he makes gameplay trailers and film trailers and stuff like that. He made a whole bunch for Mass Effect. I mean, there is one for Micro Bitty that you should definitely check out. It's MIKKROBITTI, just in case anyone wants to look for him. But yeah, definitely check out here. He had one that's called what was it? I don't want to get this name wrong, so I'm actually gonna look, see what the video is called. It is called it's not called Bum. It's called Mass Effect. We Happy Few. We Happy Few. We Band of Brothers. And it's a sort of like a trailer to the trilogy he made, sort of like a farewell sort of thing. And it's by far the best Mass Effect trailer I have ever seen. It blew me out the water. And I think it sums up how great the whole trilogy is as well. But it's people like that I'm subscribed to. Just post like an odd video every now and then, but when they do, it's just fantastic. But yeah, loads of stuff like that. How it should have ended. It's pretty funny, and a few smaller guys, and just, yeah. But as I say, I don't really get time to watch YouTube anymore, so I wouldn't even know if half these guys are even posting still. So, but yeah, definitely check him out anyway. Yusuf Yasir said, I agree. Lego Marvel vs DC sounds good. Also, are you going to play the new Mortal Kombat? And I know nothing about Mortal Kombat, but the trailer looks good, and if I had to choose a favourite character, it'd be Scorpion. No, I'm probably not going to play new Mortal Kombat. I've never been interested in those sort of games. I used to play Tekken as a kid, but I got bored of it very quickly. As you've come to learn about me, I like games that have a story, and Tekken, it has a slight story at the end. I remember the old Tekken games used to, I don't know if the new ones do as well, but the old Tekken games used to have a little cutscene for every character when you got to the end, but that's pretty much as far as it goes. It's kind of lather, rinse, repeat when it comes to that game. Coral Kobrak said, it's time for a death battle. Not quite sure what to make of that, but thanks for sharing. Leica John said, which is your favourite game? It depends. What, do you mean out of every game ever? If you mean out of all games in the history of games, then I'm probably going to have to go with Mass Effect. And if you had to narrow it down out of all the Mass Effects, probably Mass Effect 2. I do like that one. J-Man1993 said, Captain's Quarters. I am loving Spider-Man 2 walkthrough. I like the Mass Effect twist with the dialogue. Yeah, that was something that I think I mentioned in one of the early episodes that I kind of liked. It's not. It's kind of in the sense the Mass Effect ones are. I mean, what you say and what you choose to say in the Spider-Man game has absolutely no impact on the story. They're just there for those people who like extra dialogue, and for those who just want to play the game and don't care about the story, they can just skip right through all the dialogue by just like clicking on the last stuff. Sorry, I got a little distracted there because my cat's being very weird. Yes, I'm talking about you. Don't hold your leg up like that, you dirty bugger. But sorry, I got distracted there. But yeah, I kind of like that. It's kind of like in Mass Effect where you got the most of the options on the left are always like choices, like questions and stuff you can choose to say, where the ones on the right always progress the dialogue. And it was kind of like that in Spider-Man. You normally had 2 or 3 questions on the left that you could choose between, and then anyone on the right would progress the story a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was a nice little touch. J-Man1993 also said, the new X-Men was okay. I was hyped up for it, so I personally felt let down when I watched it. Yeah, you see, now that's the reason why quite often when you guys ask me, what do I think of this new game coming out, or what do I think of this new film, more often than not I'll tell you I know nothing about it, and I do that on purpose. I try and make sure I don't see anything about it, because if I build up the hype in myself too much for a film or a game or something like that, as you just said, it can never live up to how you've built it up in your own mind, which is, you know, it's fair enough, really, isn't it? So that's why I try to distance myself from stuff, so that way I just go in with an open mind, and whatever I see is a nice surprise. But AJ Singh said, what is your favourite Star Wars game? I've never played any, but if I had to pick just from what I've heard, it'll probably be Knights of the Old Republic or Lego Star Wars. Actually, no, tell a lie, I've played a little Lego Star Wars. It was years and years ago. Like, I don't know when that game came out, but it felt like it was about 10 years ago or something. But I don't know exactly when that game came out, but probably have to be one of them. From what I've heard, them two sound like great fun. So, you like my picture of Patrick for that guy at WrestleMania 30? Yes, I do. I think it's outstanding. Fallout New Vegas anytime soon, and have I got a PS4? Well, by now I think most of you know where my stance on Fallout New Vegas is. I very much want to get that thing started this summer. Is a good possibility, but don't hold me to that. There's a good chance it also won't happen. And I do not have a PS4, and I also do not have an Xbox One. One of the things that I'm probably not going to buy until the game comes out that I really, really want, which is exclusive to one of them. I don't get me wrong, I want a PS4 and an Xbox One, I just can't afford to buy one yet. Not until I absolutely have to. But, WJS Gamer said, hey Cap, will you play Logo Batman 2 and 3 when it comes out. I can only assume you meant Lego, but unless there is a game called Logo Batman, who knows? Batman who's just smothered in endorsements by companies. Batman in his logo suit. I'd probably like to. I'm really enjoying Lego Marvel Superheroes. So I'll probably have to play Lego Batman 1 first before I play 2 and 3. But yeah, I don't see why not. I'm liking the Lego games. I mean, there's many Lego games coming out, so yeah, probably. Whether I make a walkthrough or not is neither here or there, but it's a very possible chance. I don't see why not. In the future, definitely, yeah. Yeah, no, I can't say right now, but yeah, very much so in the future. There's a very strong chance I probably will play them. Blast Eye Studio said, what do you think of remakes of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire? Good question, Blast Eye Studio. I cannot wait for those games. I love Pokemon, I really do. And, recently I've been trying to get back into X and Y again. I think last time I played that game I had my team of 6 shinies. And I got kind of bored because they had all fully evolved and I was just battling wild trainers, or wild Pokemon, until I could get to Pokemon League, and it was a bit of a grind. There was no fun to it anymore, so I kind of stopped. But I'm trying to get back into it again, get my Pokemon mind working again from when Ruby and Sapphire come out. Because Ruby and Sapphire are the 2 Pokemon games I've never played. I mean, like, it's the only, I should say the only generation I've never played, because I haven't played Leaf Green or Fire Red or any of those. But it's the only generation, because I played the original Blue and Red when they came out. I played Gold and Silver. I then played Yellow. Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot about Yellow. I played... Oh, yeah, I suppose talking about generations, I played like the Blue, Red, Yellow generation. I played the Gold, Silver, and Crystal generation, and then I stopped. And I think it was probably because it went to Game Boy Advance. But then I once Black and White came out, I got back into it again, and then bought all the previous games that were on the DS. So the only ones I never really got was Ruby and Sapphire. So out of all of them, I'm really glad they're remaking them. And from what I've heard from a lot of people, they were 2 of the best Pokemon games as well. So really excited for that. Can't wait. Kieran Fryer said, did you get your Spider-Man tattoo up your arm? Yes. Yeah, I got that years ago. That was completed years ago. If you actually look back on the very first Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 video that I made, I think it's the very first one, but in the description I've got a link to a video in which I show off the tattoo in its full glory. But yeah, I got it a long time ago, a couple of years ago I got it finished, and I do not regret it. I love the tattoo. I'd love more in the future, but if I'm only going to have one for the time being, I love the one I've got. I'd like to extend it a little bit longer at the bottom, because where the legs kind of just stop. Like, the artist did a really good job of making it look like it was the symbiote suit, which it is to a certain extent, but making it sort of like look like it was dripping down like the symbiote goo. But it's still, when you're wearing a t-shirt, looks like you've just got 2 black smudges coming down your arm. So I would maybe like a kind of way to extend it at the bottom somehow. But for now, no, I'm very happy with it. Very glad I got it. Good Seb Carrasco, who I always think I'm saying your name wrong, but Seb, you've been around for a long time now, you know I mean no harm. The new Mass Effect game was announced at E3 for next gen. Yes, it was, and it looked fantastic. I think I liked that the promo video on every form of media I could. It was like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Everywhere I found that video, I was just hitting a like on it. I was just so excited. Like every time I saw it on a different website or something, like I'd rewatch it just in case there was something new on this particular website. But obviously there weren't. It was the same video. But still, very, very much excited. Also, for all of you guys who follow me on Twitter as well, I recently retweeted a oh God, I feel like I'm saying tweet too many times here. I recently retweeted a tweet from Mike Gamble, who released a survey or a questionnaire for Mass Effect, asking us as fans basically what we would like to see in a new Mass Effect game. So I filled it out, sent in my version, and I retweeted it for any of you guys who also want to get your 2 cents on the new Mass Effect game. So if you follow me on Twitter, just go down. I don't tweet that much, so if you just go down some of my tweets, it will probably be in the top couple where I retweeted his survey, his questionnaire. And if any of you guys want to get in on that as well, just follow me on Twitter, and yeah, just give it a go, because I think obviously, as Mass Effect fans yourself, it's definitely a good idea to get your 2 cents on what the next game is going to be providing. Lucas, oh man, you've told me how many times how to pronounce your last name, but I'm gonna raise the white flag now. It's over. I can't do it. I'm just gonna get it wrong every single time, so I can only apologise. Lucas said, Dave, if you could be Spider-Man for a day, what would you do? Probably royally waste it. I've never been good for coming up with great ideas just on the spot. It normally gives me a bit of time. So knowing my luck, it'll be the last hour of being Spider-Man and I'll come up with something fantastic to do. So I mean, I'd love to say that I'd love to go out there and fight crime, but I mean, in the real world, where I live right now, I wouldn't be able to web swing anywhere. All the buildings are too small. I'd have to get a train to a major city first, and then when I get there, I think finding crime is actually a lot harder to do unless you got some like police frequency scanner or something like that. Finding crime is actually a lot harder to do than I think they make out. So I don't know. If I was Spider-Man for a day, I'd probably just have to go and do some awesome stuff. Hell, if I'm Spider-Man for a day, do I have Spider-Man's intellect? Because if I have like Peter Parker's intellect, not just his powers, but like everything that goes with Spider-Man, including Peter Parker, if I've got his brain, I'm finding out a way that once I lose my powers to keep like the super ability, I'd like use Peter Parker's brain to create loads of cool technology that I can use once I lose Spider-Man's powers. Boom! That's what I'd do as Spider-Man for a day. So in that way, I can use like superhero stuff forever. And that way it gives me time to become a better Spider-Man. Yeah, but if I only have his powers and I don't have Spider-Man's intellect, then yeah, probably royally waste the day, probably. Probably just sit there playing Spider-Man on the Xbox or something like that. But WJS Gamer said, "Hey Cap, tomorrow I have to give up 2 of my kittens and I'm really sad, but you cheered me up. I really appreciate YouTubers like you." Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. I mean, I know obviously this was a month ago now, but oh, that sucks, mate. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad at least I cheered you up. Glad I get to do stuff like that. I kind of forget that. It sounds stupid even though I'm talking to you guys now, but after a while you just begin seeing numbers and names. It's weird to forget there's actually people, obviously you guys, making these comments and stuff like that. So, I mean, if these videos actually cheered you up, then yeah, I'm glad it did, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to give up your kittens. As you just heard earlier, I've got a cat myself, and even though he can be a royal pain in the butt sometimes, they're also quite nice animals. So yeah, sucks, mate. I feel sorry for you. Ethan Brown said, wait. Did you just say you're stuck in your room? Yeah, not figuratively stuck. I'm not, literally stuck, or however you want to say it. Yeah, I'm not actually stuck in my room. I can leave my room. I'm just all my gaming gear, my PC, it's all in one room. So when I'm at work, when I'm working, it's I'm in this room all day. But no, I can't get up and leave at any point. My girlfriend doesn't have a gun on me. This cat isn't sitting as like a guard dog and gnaw at my toe if I try and leave. Anyway, Ethan Brown also asked, anyway, X-Men Days of Future Past is so effing awesome. They need to make a game of that movie now. Yeah, I'm kind of, actually that's a good point. Why didn't they? Because I've noticed they haven't been making as many movie games as they used to. Like Spider-Man they have, and they did another one which I'm forgetting. But Spider-Man they did, and then quite a lot of the other movie games they're just bringing out as... do you know what? Actually, tell a lie, they did. I was just about to say a lot of the Marvel movie games they've just bringing out as apps on phones, like iPhone games and stuff like that, and they did make a Days of Future Past one. As I say, it's exclusive for the iPhone, but if you go on the Marvel website and check out games, they've got all their new games. It's just for some reason I think they've realised that the time frame they have, because obviously they always try and get the game out just before the film comes out. I think to try and persuade you to then go and see the film. But as a result, the game normally tends to lack a bit. I mean, the Captain America one was very entertaining. I found that game very fun. It wasn't exactly a grand slam, it wasn't an amazing game, but it was definitely an enjoyable game. I found it fun. I mean, enough for me to play it twice. But, yeah, other than the Spider-Man franchise, it seems like Marvel's putting all of their games just sort of like a small apps on the phone now, not putting as much time and effort into it. But, yeah, there was a game, just not a console game. The Darkman One Fest said, so I'm assuming you won't upload another one before October with the schedule as of now, so I must say goodbye because I'm going into the US Army in October. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I think that was relating to the Batman, the Arkham stuff in Batman. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a good while until I do any more Batman stuff. As I said, I'm really burnt out on that, but. Yeah, if you're going off into the US Army in October, good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck and God bless, really. I hope everything works out for you. And when you come back, hopefully safe and sound, there'll be plenty of videos here waiting for you, so don't worry about that. But yeah, all I can say is good luck and good on you, mate. Seb also said, also, I love your current channel banner, but I was wondering if you'll update it with an Arkham Knight Batman, and maybe an Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man. It would also be totally awesome if you added Iceman and maybe a Noir Spider-Man. Loving your Amazing Spider-Man 2 walkthrough. It's actually something I've been meaning to do for a while, also with my channel trailer. I've been meaning to make an updated channel trailer. It's just kind of a laziness on my behalf, because it means I have to dig out all of my my hard drives, go through every single video of my walkthrough to try and find funny or awesome bits that had happened, because after a while it's hard to pinpoint what video and what episode it was actually on. So I have to go through all of that again and then try and edit it into a video and then blah blah blah. It's quite a lot of it's laziness on my behalf, to be honest with you, but the banner I could probably do a lot easier. Actually, the thing about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is I actually like the one that I have at the moment. It's the Ultimate Spider-Man, and that's because really Amazing Spider-Man 2 it seems like it's common knowledge now, but it seems to be based quite heavily on the Ultimate Spider-Man, and I love that suit. I love how big the eyes are on it. I just think it's kind of cool. So in a way, they're kind of one in the same, the Ultimate and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. But yeah, I could update the Arkham Knight one. And it's funny, when you say about the banner having Iceman in it, the original banner I made before I made this one for my channel, it actually had Iceman in it. Back before YouTube changed, like, your whole channel layout, like before they made it so everyone has the same channel layout other than the banner, I originally had, when you used to be able to have your own layout, it just had that grey strip down the middle. Do you guys remember that? And you used to have a picture down either side. Well, when I had that one, I used to have Iceman on there. But it's a shame he had to get taken away, but oh well. maybe, who knows. Oh, and the Darkman 1 Fest also said, so today I was playing Splinter Cell and saw I can do Death from Above. I thought, hey, Dave should play this. What do you think of Splinter Cell series? I've never played it, to be honest with you. I don't know, it's just never really appealed to me. There's quite a few things in there that I probably would like. I mean, I like all the stealthiness in Batman and the Amazing Spider-Man games. So I don't see why I wouldn't like Splinter Cell, but I don't know, it's just never been a game that I've looked at and thought, wow, I really want to play that. But I don't doubt it's probably a good game. Charles Taylor Coe said, glad you're back, Cap. What do you think of a Marvel Civil War movie saga where Disney, Fox, Marvel and Sony came together, but instead of ending the way they did in the comics, it ends in a way like Ultimate Alliance 2, where the heroes come back and stop a major threat? I would love that. Seriously, that is what I've always hoped that the Avengers is working towards. I've said it a few times, but obviously we all know that the next Avengers film is going to be Age of Ultron, which is, I've seen a few posters being brought out for that now, and it's just can't wait. It looks awesome. It looks like it's going to be really good. But then also, because they're bringing in other characters, they've got even though the Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really play a part in it, but they're bringing in other characters like Guardians of the Galaxy. Ant-Man's coming into it. They're making a reboot of the Fantastic Four. And obviously Spider-Man and X-Men are a different, unfortunately owned by a different franchise, like being owned by Sony and whatnot. So hopefully they can be a part of it, but there's a good chance they won't be. But hopefully they can. But even if they're not, it can still be done, because the X-Men, other than Wolverine and maybe a few choice X-Men, didn't play that huge a role in Civil War. So the only one that would really be missing out would probably be Spider-Man. But even if they can't bring them in, I was always hoping that the third one would end in Civil War or something like that, because I'd love that. Or even if Civil War had, I was going to say even if Civil War had its own trilogy, even that would be great. But I don't think they're going to span 3 films just for Civil War. But no, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love it if they made the third Avengers film a Civil War. I thought that'd be fantastic. It's always been an idea that I've loved. And as you say, ending it in the same way that Ultimate Alliance 2 ended would be great, because obviously if they end it with them being separated, or some of them still being separated, it'd be great because it would lead on for another film. Maybe actually. I mean, they've done it they're doing Age of Ultron now. I think they're doing that because Age of Ultron obviously just came out in the comics, so they want to tie in to where the comics are now. But if they did do Civil War next, they could end it like the comics did, and then that way that would lead on brilliantly to Secret Invasion, which I think Secret Invasion would be a hell of a film. That'd be fantastic. But anywho, I could talk about this all day, so let's move on a little bit. I'll take a little sip of my coffee because my voice is starting to die. MasterKill492 said, welcome back, Cap. Glad to see you're back, my friend. How is your summer so far? Yeah, it's not been too bad. Right now we're in the middle of a huge heat wave, like every night. Thunderstorms, bolts of lightning, It's been pretty intense. Kind of cool to watch though. But yeah, it's been alright, can't really complain. My questions this time are, I have a few. Alright, so let's go through these one by one. Number 1, who are your favourite Spider-Man villains? Oh, questions like these I always forget when I'm put on the spot. First ones that come to my mind though are just like the classics. Your Green Goblin, your Doc Ock, people like that. Especially with Superior Spider-Man, Doc Ock's definitely got to be up there. But they're always my favourites. I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for people like Shocker and the Lizard, and not Lizard, Scorpion, and who eventually, obviously, Matt Gargan went on to be Venom eventually as well. But I always have a soft spot in my heart for sort of the enemies that once were at one point a big pain in the butt, and now Spider-Man just sort of wipes his boots on them. But no, I've always had a soft spot for the originals, the ones that have always caused him trouble, like Green Goblin, etc. Yours are Carnage, Venom, Green Goblin, Sandman, and Lizard. 2. What are your plans for summer? Not recording wise, but in general. Not much really. In about a month, I'm going on a holiday. Going to Lanzarote. It's quite nice. Never been there before, so that's gonna be something new. But yeah, just me and the girlfriend going away. Other than that, I can't really think, to be honest. I haven't really got many plans ahead. I sort of, if I decide to do something, I normally decide to do it on the day or the day before. So other than going on a holiday, I haven't actually got any major plans set up. So and that's kind of the way I like it. Just nice, long amount of time to relax. Number 3, have you seen the remake of RoboCop? What do you think of it? No, I haven't seen it, but I've heard from a lot of people it was not good. But as I say, that's their opinion, not mine. I haven't seen the film. My last question, since you're almost at 20,000 subscribers, will you do a special event or a stream or something like that in nature? As of just today, I think it was, I've just hit 20,000 subscribers. Obviously for you guys it will probably be yesterday, but as of recording this, I've just hit 20,000 subscribers, which, thank you guys very much, thank you. I do very much appreciate it. Will I be doing a special event? Probably not. As much as I like 20,000 subscribers, and also I've just hit 1,000 videos as well. As much as I like stuff like that, I don't know. Again, going back to what I always say about me just being lazy, I can't be bothered. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, but I don't really hold any real significance to it. It's 20,000 subscribers is no more important than 19,000, and it's no more important than 2,000 or 20,001. It's just a number. It just happens to be a number with a lot of zeros. But no, when you say about stuff like streaming, streaming is something that I think is definitely in the future for me. Streaming is something I've always wanted to do, but it's sort of just something about working out the kinks. I tried to do it a few years ago and had quite a few issues with it. Once I work out the kinks, it's definitely something that I think I'll possibly like to do. It might be something that I might wait until maybe I have a few more subscribers, maybe, so there's enough people watching it. Because obviously, as much as I'd like to stream, if there's only like 2 or 3 people watching it, it'd kind of be it'd be great for the 2 or 3 that are watching it, but I'd like to obviously be able to reach more people. But streaming is definitely something that I want to do. And I mean, over time, if it gets to a point where my channel stays where it is and it doesn't grow, it doesn't shrink, then yeah, I'll still start streaming. I'm not going to be one of those people that only waits until they get views. I mean, it's something I want to do anyway, but who knows? It's definitely in the future. I don't see myself doing it just yet, but it's definitely something I want to do. Starius Makudu said, please play Assassin's Creed. Oh, nailed it. I just remembered what that's referring to. Anyway, nailed it. More damn pleases. And would you play Watch Dogs and High Five for Another Family Guy? And High Five. Oh, sorry. And will you please play Watch Dogs and High Five for Another Family Guy fan? Not just gonna leave me hanging then. Nah, virtual high five. Done. Yeah, I remember the last video I said if you were to put one more please on the end, then I would play it. But sorry, I'm a liar. I'm probably still not going to play it. I've been asked this a lot of times, but I'm just not interested in playing Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry. Everyone tells me it's a great game, but I'm just afraid I'm just not interested. Sorry. Thomas Jackson said, I'm just like you. I love I love New York. I'm moving there after college, and you think you're hot. I live in South Florida. Yeah, well, I can I can imagine that's quite a bit hotter. 98 degrees or 100% of hotness. Love The Amazing Spider-Man. I've been reading comics for a year now. How about you? How old are you? Don't worry, I won't tell anyone, but it is online. Everyone will know anyways. Oh, that's a good point. How old am I? I am 25, and in a month I'm going to be 26. Having my 26th birthday in Lanzarote. How's that for a birthday, eh? But yeah. I've been reading comics for a year. How about you? I've been reading comics on and off for a while now. I used to love like superheroes and all that sort of stuff when I was younger, but I don't know why. It just never even occurred to me to read comics. Nobody I knew. It's not, at least out of everyone I knew when I was younger, reading comics just wasn't a thing. It just, I don't know, maybe it was just the group of people I grew up with and still the people I hang out with now, but reading comics just wasn't a thing. Nobody I knew did it. Nobody even suggested it as an idea. So it never even occurred to me that comic reading was something I could do. It never occurred to me it would be something that I'd like. So I used to play the games, I used to watch the cartoons when they came on TV, but it never occurred to me. It wasn't until I got to like 18, 19, 20, somewhere around that I read one of the free samples on the Marvel digital website, and I was like the digital comic website, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. So I decided to sign up for a subscription, which I still think is a hell of a deal. £60 a year, and you get unlimited comics. I mean, come on. At like about $3.99, $4.99 a comic, the amount you can read. I think I must have read like 200 issues of, or 200, 300 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four each. And it's just like I did that in the space of a couple of months. Yes, I had no life for those couple of months, but it's just, and that was all for like just £60 that year. I mean, I still think it's a hell of a deal. But yeah, until I started doing that, it just, everyone I know, just nobody I knew at that time read comics. It was just, it never even occurred to me. So I decided to do that, and I mean, I think to this day it was one of the best things I've ever done, because it got me so much into the Marvel universe. I had so much obviously to catch up on. It's just brilliant. I just wish I'd done it sooner, but I don't regret it for a second. But yeah, Mission Unstoppable 1 said, "Hi Dave, enjoying this Spider-Man walkthrough very much. On a topic completely unrelated to Spider-Man, what is your favourite all-time Pokemon and why?" Mine is Snorlax. Snorlax is a damn good choice. I love Snorlax. What would Pokemon be without that Snorlax requiring the Poké Flute, eh? All-time favourite Pokemon. It's kind of switched around. When I was a child, and obviously the only Pokemon out were like the original Kanto lot, I used to always like Squirtle was one of my favourites. I used to like Coffin. Don't know why, he was always smiling. I always thought that was such a great role model for life. I mean, the guy's filled with obnoxious gas and he still has a big smile on his face. I thought it was just such a great outlook on life. He even exploded and he was still happy. But yeah, Squirtle, Coffin, I always liked Geodude. I liked all of Geodude's evolutions. I even to this day, I still, if I find a wild Geodude, more often than not, I have him in my party. I was actually really disappointed. I had one of my original Geodudes that I had transferred constantly between games, and I got it up to I got it up to black and white. And eventually, when the Pokemon Bank like finally started working, I transferred it forwards, and to my disgust, they they removed what they think is obnoxious names for Pokemon, and they just revert back to their normal Pokemon name. So when I received my Golem, I'm looking through and I'm like Golem. I'm thinking, where's my original one? Where's my original one? They've only gone and changed his name from Gonads. I mean, why? I had that Golem named Gonads from like, oh, I can't even think how far back. It must have been one of the first ones on the DS. So it would have been, what, Diamond maybe? Yeah, it would have to be Diamond or, what was the other one? Pearl, was it? Diamond or Pearl? It must have been one of them. That was one of like, the first ones where I, like, obviously, because I haven't been able to trade my ones forward from blue or gold or silver or anything like that. But, or maybe it was Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It could have easily been that as well. But Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, one of them lot. One of those earlier ones on the DS. But it probably Heart Gold or Soul Silver. It's probably one of them. But anyway, that's not important. But anyway, it was one of them, and I'd had him all the way since then, and I'd been transferring him through game after game after game. Always had him. My Golem named Gonad. Get him to X and Y, and they've gone and changed his name. It was like they neutered him. Literally, they got rid of the Gonads. It was, I died a little bit inside. I felt so sorry for him. Straight away, I brought him out into the Pokemon and me and just fed him a little bit to make him feel better. It was horrible. I'm having like Vietnam flashbacks. It's terrible. But yeah, as the games go on, it kind of changes. Like ones I used to like, it sort of fades a little bit. But I don't know. There's loads I'm clearly forgetting about. A lot of the starters I actually quite like. I know a lot of people, they trade out their starters as soon as they can, but every single Pokemon game I've ever played, I've always kept the starter in my party. Always. I always feel like it's just rude to put them in the box. But I don't know, I can't really think. There's just so many. There's so many to pick from. But at least let's just say out of the original Kanto lot, mine were always Squirtle, Coffin, Snorlax was always pretty funny, and Geodude. I always liked them ones. But as I say, there are just far too many. I find it so hard to pick, and there are so many I'm forgetting right now. One of you guys are probably going to say what one of your favourite ones are. I'm going to be kicking myself that I didn't mention that one myself. But speaking of, actually, if any of you guys want to give me your 2 cents on this, any Pokemon fans out there, which ones are your favourite Pokemons? Let's really get me kicking myself, so I see how many I've forgotten. But Exo Guardian said, I'm going to have everyone hating and disagreeing with me, but I love Spider-Man 3 the movie. It was awesome. I don't understand everyone's problems with it. I know you said you have no interest in playing Destiny, but I think you should because it's going to be awesome and it would be great to play it with you. And if you want, when Destiny comes out, I will be playing on PS4 and Xbox 360. But when I'm playing on PS4, I'm going to be sharing it on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out and see what it's like. Cheerio. Oh, I like your sign off. That was nice. Cheerio. But yeah, you probably will get a lot of people hating you for saying you like Spider-Man 3. But as I say, the film itself wasn't a bad film. The film itself was okay. The way I've always described it is it was a good film, it just wasn't a good Spider-Man film. And that's the best way I can describe it. I mean, if someone put on Spider-Man 3, I'm not going to spit at the TV and walk away. I'll gladly sit and watch it. I mean, a bad Spider-Man film is still better than no Spider-Man film. But, I don't know, it just, for me, it wasn't, coming from someone who reads the comics, it just wasn't Spider-Man. It just didn't fit for me. It kind of just went a little bit downhill. But don't get me wrong, it's still a good film. It's just, I just don't feel it's a good Spider-Man film. But as I say, everyone has their preference. That's why, obviously, there are some films that are out there. As they always say about the internet, there is always, or as they say about the world, there is always somebody somewhere that will love something. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. There are over 7 billion people in the world now. And it's just, it just statistically speaking, there has to always be someone in the world somewhere that is going to absolutely love something that somebody else hates. It's just, there always is. There's always going to be somebody who hates something. There's always going to be somebody who loves something. It's just the way of the world. I mean, it's the way it has to be, I think, as well. But anyway, Starius Makudo said, oh yeah, just reassuring myself that you know that it was just a joke, right? The you being old part. Oh yeah, I never took it to heart. I mean, I am now. No, I know, no. I've got the body of a 25, 26-year-old, but I've got the mental age of a 40-year-old. I swear to God. I'm just, I don't know what it is. Just over the last 2 years, my brain has just hit middle age already. But Candyman Chewy 13. Hey, somebody's changed up their name. I like it. Hitting up the Chewy. Is that reference to Star Wars or is that reference to the Mass Effect Space Hamster? That's what I really want to know. But anyway, Spider Dave, I would like to point out that one of the main reasons I subscribe to you is mostly for the voices that you portray while you're playing games. Example, the J. Jonah Jameson in Amazing Spider-Man 2. My question is, have you ever considered being a voice actor? Why or why not? Actually, it's a funny question. I have actually considered being a voice actor. It's just the only question I ask myself is, one, would I actually be any good? Because I mean, me sitting here on my own playing a video game, it's easy to obviously do voices and sound good, but then when you're actually placed up against other people who are professional voice actors, then you realise whether you're a... Basically, it's like when you watch talent shows like X Factor or Britain's Got Talent, where you got loads of people who, amongst everyone they know, is absolutely fantastic, but then when you put them up against other people of the same calibre or better, you realise that actually no, you're just a pub singer, you're not a worldwide singer. And that's the question I've been asking myself, is like, I'm good, like, I wouldn't say I'm good, I find it funny, more to the point. But I like doing voices, I think it's funny, but then if you were to actually put me alongside people who do professional voice acting, would I be worth my weight in salt? And that's the sort of the question I ask myself, really, because it was something I want to do, but I'm not certain if I am actually good at it or not. Like, as a professional standard, at least. Plus, I've seen the ways people like Mark Meer do it when they're reading the Mass Effect script, and they literally are getting it 5 seconds before they have to read it. Like, literally, it's coming up on the screen, scrolling. And partly due to my dyslexia as well, even just reading out your questions, you must notice it. That I sometimes stop, or I'm replacing letters with letters that aren't actually there, because it's just the way my brain's read it. Obviously, that would be a huge hindrance when you're reading the script and have to say it out loud if I can't actually read the script in time. So there's a lot of things I've thought about, but it's one of those things that up there when you think about dream jobs. The thought of being a voice actor, I think, would definitely be fun. The older I'm getting, the more I'm realising that standard job just... it does not suit me. I've had many standard jobs. I still do have standard jobs, and as I say, I'm still pursuing the career in game design, like university. But as I'm getting older, I'm realising I get bored very quickly, and I'm not someone who I don't seem to be content in just having a normal job. It's just it doesn't last. As soon as I know what I'm doing in the job, I'm bored, and that means my productivity begins to slip. And to be honest, that's not me saying, oh, I'm a free spirit. I think, to be honest, it's more of an issue I've got to resolve, because let's face it, it's only 1 in a million that can have one of those jobs that is out there. But anyway, I'm kind of going for a bit of a tangent here. But yeah, I'd love to do... that got really deep for a moment there. But no, I'd love to be a voice actor, but it's just more sort of working out the kinks. Is it something I could actually do, or is it something I actually want to do, or is it just something that I like right now, but then a month or two down the line I will get bored of that as well? Who knows? But also, Mr. Candyman Chewy 13 also said, I hope your family and friends are doing well. Enjoy the weather while you can. And my next question to you is, are there any questions that you have for us? We ask you, we ask you all questions, none related to your personal life, but it seems we know about you and little about us. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Thanks very much for asking about my friends and family. Yeah, they're doing, for the most part, they're all doing fine. Do I have any questions for you? Now, there's a good one. This is another one of those ones that I'll be kicking myself later, because I'll think of something that I would do actually really want to ask you. I was just about to ask a question, and then straight away, like my internal scanner, I realised how creepy it sounds. But I was going to ask how old you guys are, because the YouTube like analytic things, it says like, oh, you got a certain percentage that are between this age, a certain percentage that are between that age, yada yada yada. But obviously a lot of people lie on that. Some people who maybe like 12, 13, 14 might say they're in their 80s, just so if a video that's flagged 18 comes up, they can still watch it. But then obviously that's given me an unrealistic view of the age groups of who is watching this sort of stuff. I mean, obviously I'm not going to change the way I act and who I am, but I'd like to know who my audience are, like the age group of the majority of my audience. I'd like to know that. But obviously a lot of people lie. Plus, it's just fun sometimes say you're an 80-year-old lady. It's just... sometimes it's just funny. So, yeah, I mean, that is one question, but I'm obviously aware that is also extremely a creepy thing to ask. So don't feel like you have to answer that. Any questions for you? Any questions for you? I don't know. I don't really know what questions I could ask without seeming too personal. Without asking a question that would be something that I really shouldn't be asking people to share on the internet, you know. But I mean, is there anything in the comments to this video, if there's anything you guys just want to, I don't know, just want to share, feel free. I mean, but obviously within reason, because obviously next week I'll be reading, or next month or whatever, or whenever I get around to the next video, I'll be reading this stuff out. So obviously within reason, don't get too personal, because I'm about to read this out to all of my audience. So yeah, but I'll allow this once to be your chance. If any of you guys ever want to, I don't know, promote your channel, oh god, I'm going to regret this. If any of you guys want to promote your channel or somebody else's channel, or just want to get an idea out there, or just want to tell me a little bit about yourselves, or anything like that, feel free to write it in the comments below. This is your one chance to do it, and next week I'll read out every question like I always do, regardless of what it is, unless it's just you swearing at me, because then I won't. But yeah, I don't know, put on the spot like this, I can't really think of any questions I want to ask you. If in doubt, if there's nothing you really want to say, one question I guess I could ask is, out of all the, it's not, obviously it's kind of more relating to me again, but out of all the videos that I've done, out of all the walkthroughs I've done, what one is your favourite? So I mean, that's something along with like the age thing. I've always been curious because a lot of people say, oh, I found your channel for this reason, I found your channel for that reason. And I'm kind of wondering, out of all the walkthroughs I've done, what one is your favourite? I might even see if I can get like a tally or a chart going next time or something like that. But so there you go. There's a few questions for you. If you feel comfortable, then how old are you? Or tell me a little bit about yourself, obviously within reason, because I'll be reading it out. If your channel, or if there's any channels you've always wanted to promote, or a cause, or a charity, or anything like that you've always wanted to get out there, feel free to put it in the comments, and I'll read it out next week. Or you can answer my last question I just asked, which is which one of my walkthroughs are your favourites. Feel free, take your pick. Why don't you? But yeah, Mr. Candyman Chewy, that is a good question. I think that's a very good question. Let's get you guys a little bit more involved. I mean, hell, this was what this whole thing was supposed to be about. It's supposed to be me talking to you guys. Let's start getting some answers back from you guys as well. Alexander said, "Hello, Cap. I'm fantastic." That's good to know. I'm guessing I must have asked how you are, but that sounded like... the way I read that, it sounded very sort of self-assured. "Hello, Cap. I'm fantastic." Anyway... Alexander said, "I was wondering, what are your thoughts on Batman Arkham Knight based on the trailer's info gameplay trailer from E3? Oh, I have not seen that, the gameplay trailer from E3. See, this is why I should watch those things. No, all I've seen is the cinematic trailer that they released months ago. That's the only one I've seen, but no, I have not seen the gameplay trailer. I must get straight on that as soon as I can. The Deadpool game channel said, Q&A, what's your opinion on making an Ultimate Spider-Man movie based in comics? Well, in a sense, they kind of already are, because as I said before, the Amazing Spider-Man movie franchise, it's not following it spot on, but a lot of the ways they're doing things are similar to the Ultimate comics, like the fact that Rhino is actually a small, sweaty guy in a robotic costume. And loads of other stuff I'm forgetting, like Mark Webb leaked like a picture of a locker, which is how Venom was made. And as it showed in both the Amazing Spider-Man films, Richard Parker worked at Oscorp, and that's how everything went down, and that he created the Venom suit, and that was what happened in the Ultimate comics. And like loads of other stuff like that is very similar to how the Ultimate comics have got started. There's plenty of things that I'm completely forgetting. The way the suit looks, yeah, there's loads of stuff I'm forgetting. Plenty of stuff I'm forgetting. I'm actually ashamed at myself that I'm forgetting all these things. But it seems like if you, it's not exactly, obviously there's quite a few differences, but it seems like quite heavily the Amazing Spider-Man movie franchise is taking a lot of things from the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. And that could be in part why I really enjoy the Amazing Spider-Man movie series so far. Because I loved, as everyone knows, I loved the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. I thought they were absolutely fantastic. Mark Bagley and Bendis was like, I think to this day it's still one of my favourite duos for writer and artist. But anywho, Mission Unstoppable 1 said, also you should check out the Call of Duty Circus song by Miracle of Sound. If you haven't done so, it's really, really awesome. The Call of Duty Circus song? No, I've not heard that. I've heard the Commander Shepard song by Miracle of Sound, but... Peter Moore said, which 5 of the games you've done a walkthrough of would you want to be made into movies? Well, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, that would be a good one, as I said earlier, into the Civil War franchise. That would be absolutely fantastic. I'd love to see a movie of that. But for all the reasons that I was mentioning previously. Mass Effect, oh god, how did I forget that? Mass Effect. And I'm going to be really cheap here. And you said which 5 games. So number 1 would be Civil War. From Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Number 2, 3, and 4 will be Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I'm cheesing my way through this. And number 5 will be... let's get up on my playlists. There's already Batman, there is already Spider-Man, there is already Captain America and Wolverine. I don't know. Who should be the 5th one? I don't know. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to pick loosely based. Actually, no. I was going to say Lego superheroes. But no, I'm going to say Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. And that's mainly because I would love to see a superhero movie which incorporates all of the heroes. Like everyone to do with the Avengers and also Spider-Man and the X-Men. And that's what I'd love to see. I mean, I know it's kind of ripping off the first one as well. But most of my other walkthroughs already have been films of. I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man is kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, along with the Amazing Spider-Man games. There's already been X-Men films, there's already been Batman films, so there's already a Walking Dead TV series and a whole plethora of films. I suppose Deadpool. Yeah, go on, Deadpool. Make that the 5th one instead, because Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, that's kind of in par with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. Because obviously if I wanted the Civil War storyline, I'd want Spider-Man and the X-Men there too. So, yeah, make the 5th one Deadpool. So, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, Civil War with everyone like Spider-Man, X-Men, the whole lot. Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3, and Deadpool. That's what I'd love to see as any of my walkthroughs made into movies. That would be brilliant. Thomas Jackson said, okay, I saying I'm just like you was a little weird. I didn't realise it when I wrote it. Sorry, and hey, what's your top 5 Spider-Man video games? I don't know. Doesn't sound weird to me unless I said it was weird last time. But who knows? Oh no, sorry. And what is your top 5 favourite Spider-Man video games that are not side-scrollers? I've been watching your videos since a little bit before Batman Arkham Asylum, and you are literally my favourite YouTuber. Thank you for doing what you do, and have a great day. Well, thank you very much for the kind words, and thank you for watching my videos. What's your top favourite Spider-Man video games that are not side-scrollers? Top 5 Spider-Man video games, blimey. Top 5. Number 1. Oh god, it's so hard for me to choose. Obviously, you got Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. You got Shattered Dimensions, Edge of Time, Web of Shadows. Obviously, you all know I don't like. I still haven't played the game all the way through, but so far I don't like it. Ultimate Spider-Man. So I'm guessing and then obviously you got the 3 other Spider-Man films, like the movie-based ones. But for me, when I'm picking the best Spider-Man games, it's between Ultimate Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Shattered Dimensions, and Edge of Time. They're the ones I'm picking between. So, this is hard to pick. Really hard to pick. See, Shattered Dimensions is a game that everyone seems to like a lot more. I might have to go back and play them, but for some reason, Edge of Time, I don't know why, I just like it. I think I like the story in Edge of Time better than I do Shattered Dimensions, but then the actual game of Shattered Dimensions might be better. So, it's a real humdinger. So I think I'm going to have to say number 5, Amazing Spider-Man 1. Number 2, oh no. See, Ultimate Spider-Man I love, but I think a lot of that might just be nostalgia. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a fun game, but... Right, don't hold me to this, because I hate making lists up on the top. I can't pick favourites, but Amazing Spider-Man 1 at number 5, Shattered Dimensions at number 4, Edge of Time at number 3, Ultimate Spider-Man at number 2, and then Amazing Spider-Man 2 at number 1. Oh, actually, no, that sounds a bit... Amazing Spider-Man 2 at number 1, that's not right. I mean, I like that game, but I don't think I like it that much. I don't know. I don't know. Those 5 games in some order. There you go. Thomas Jackson also said, by the way, do you mind if I call myself Davy's Cabin Boy? I don't know. I don't know facts. One that... Wait, what? I don't know facts. One that used Bengay new channel. And it is going to be a video games. It's either that or Tommy Gun. By the way, I'm going Supercon, and I'm going to get 2 comics signed. One of the new Guardians of the Galaxy and Wolverine and the X-Men. Hope you're doing well, TJ. Yeah, you can call yourself Davy's Cabin Boy if you like. It just kind of makes me giggle a little bit because I've got a dirty mind. I hear something like that and it just it sounds wrong in my mind a little bit. But feel free to call yourself that if you like. I kind of feel like I'm going to have the police knocking on my door if too many people start calling themselves that. But, yeah, and obviously I hope you had a good time at Supercon as well. And I hope you got those comics signed. I'm kind of kicking myself now for not doing it, but there was a film and comic festival in London recently, and it was Stan Lee's last European tour he was ever going to do. And I had a chance to go, and I completely missed out on it. And I had a chance where I could have met Stan Lee in person, and I completely passed up on the opportunity. And I'm kind of kicking myself now, but at the time I just did not have time to go. kind of kicking myself now for it. I should have just moved heaven and earth to be able to go, but could have had a signed photo autograph with Stan Lee himself, and I didn't get to, eh? What a shame. Avengers Assemble 95 said, "Hi Dave, I would like to hear your thoughts on the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Very much looking forward to it. Very, very much looking forward to it. I've never read a Guardians of the Galaxy comic, so I'm going into this completely blind. The guys at Comic-Con actually tried to get me to buy one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Tommy from Geekspace also tried get me to buy Guardians of the Galaxy, but I know absolutely nothing about it, and seeing how most of these superhero movies I go into knowing a little bit about, I thought it would be a nice change of pace to watch Guardians of the Galaxy knowing absolutely nothing about it beforehand, and then I can go and read the comics afterwards and probably have a greater sense of loving the characters because I've already invested in them a little bit. But yeah, I can't wait. August 1st can't come around quick enough. Jack Cozen said, "Dave, can you do a Murdered Soul Suspect, please? Great game, 100% awesome." Yeah, that game does look good. I saw a trailer for it. It looks really cool. Saying that games that kind of the same as that, where it's like very story driven as opposed to gameplay driven. I started finally playing Beyond Two Souls, and you know I haven't picked it up since that first time I played it. I don't know why. It was a good game, but for some reason I just haven't. But no, Soul Suspect. I saw that. It looks like quite a good game. Might have to add that to my hit list. Fox Smith said, "Sup Dave, been watching you since Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 and love every video you put out. Will you be doing Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and would you support a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3? Also, could you play Wolf Among Us?" So number one, thanks for being such a long time subscriber. I was actually just today looking at one of my old Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 videos, and other than the fact that I've realised that was over 3 years ago now, I've also realised how much as a person I've changed. I was listening to some of the stuff I was saying and how I was commentating the gameplay, and I was kind of cringing a little bit, to be honest. I can't believe how different I sound back then, and I don't know, I just sound a lot angrier back then as well. It's really weird. But will I be doing Spider-Man Web of Shadows? The question that has been asked so many times. Probably not, because I really dislike that game. I've only played the first hour or two into it, but it's because I couldn't, not like physically, it's not like I was stuck on the game. I just couldn't get past that point. I really was not enjoying the game, and I just could not push myself to play it any longer. Mainly because of the character models and the voice actors were just infuriating. And I know I always say, if the story in a game is good, then the rest of it really shouldn't matter too much. Well, it should matter, but I always say the story is the most important aspect. And the story in this game probably is really good, but my god, it's ruined by the voice actors. They are awful. They are so bad. It's just, I couldn't get over it. And just the way Luke Cage and Spider-Man look at the start as well, it's just insane. I don't know, I can't get my head over it. If I played that game when it first came out, I'd probably like it, but looking at it now, I don't know. If one day I forced myself to get past that bit, then maybe I'd actually come to enjoy it. But I think I just got up to a bit with Black Cat or something like that the last time I played. But I don't know, I just really didn't enjoy it. And if I ever made a walkthrough of it as well, the walkthrough would be terrible, because you'd be able to tell in my voice that I'm not enjoying myself. The whole thing would be rushed. I wouldn't give a rat's ass about it, and it would just be a terrible thing. I wouldn't want you guys to watch a video that I've clearly put no time and effort into, and also I wouldn't want new people. I wouldn't want a new person for that walkthrough to be the first video that they see of mine, when I clearly don't care about the game. But it's a shame. Every now and then I'll go back to that game and see if my opinion changes, but as of right now, I don't know what it is. I just really don't like the game. Would I support a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3? Hells yes. That is just the one game. If like they could say any game possibly ever made, it'd be Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I want a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 so bad. I just can't. And what's even worse is, obviously a lot of people know, is like so angry that they removed the DLC for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. They didn't just remove it from the store, they removed it from your game. So like anyone who's bought the DLC can't play with it. And from what I've heard, I think you can still buy the DLC, but then it doesn't work. I mean, how screwed up is that? But and for Marvel vs. Capcom of all things as well. I know a lot of people like that game, but I just think it's a button basher. I just think Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 would be such an awesome game. So many people want that game. I just can't believe they haven't put time and effort into making that. It'd sell so well. I mean, the last one came out 2009. It's been 5 years. It's like, come on, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 already. Just get the lead out. Also, could you play Wolf Among Us? Now, I've heard that game is fantastic. I've heard a lot of people say that was really good, and I think also in a podcast I did with Geek Space back at Christmas, they actually won like their Geek Space award for like one of the best games as well. So yeah, Wolf Among Us, that's a game I'd definitely like to play, and hell, if I like it, I could play it. I'll do a walkthrough of it one day if I do like it, but obviously first I've got to get Walking Dead all done and finished. I still haven't even played Season 2 of that, but anyway, with that being done and dusted, I think that is all the questions we are going to get through this time, and nicely set at just over the hour mark as well, so that worked out just nicely. So as I said, like with some of the questions I asked you guys earlier, if you guys felt comfortable saying anything about yourselves or mentioning your age, then feel free. Obviously that's a bit of a personal question, but I just wanted to know, just for sort of just like so I know who my audience are. Like the majority of you guys quite young, or quite a few of you older, middle age. I mean, who am I talking to right now? And tell me a little bit about yourselves. But as I say, within reason, because I'm going to be reading this all out next time. If not, tell me which one of your walkthroughs that I've done was your favourite, just because I'm curious. And also, this is your one and only chance if you want to shout out a charity, a cause, another channel, anything like that you want to just get your voice out there and you want everyone else to know about. This is your one chance where I'll be doing it. If you put it in the comments this time, I'll be reading it out next time. So it's your one and only chance. I'm opening the floodgates, I think, with this one. But with that being said, I think I'm going to call this one quits for this time. And until next time, my name's Captain Dave. This has been the Captain's Quarters, and I'll catch you guys later.